Does your team seem uninspired? Are they always waiting for you to tell them what to do next? Is there a frustrating lack of direction that you just can't seem to shake? If you're nodding along, I have some news for you. The problem isn't them, it's you. Your team will always lack vision until you do this. Look, a lot of leaders hear the word vision and their eyes glaze over. They think it's some fluffy concept from corporate headquarters, a poster on the wall that no one ever reads, but it's not. A clear vision is the single most powerful tool you have to build a focused, motivated, and goal-crushing team. Without it, people feel adrift and disconnected, which leads to confusion, low morale, and even conflict. But here's the good news: you can fix this. It all starts with where you put your focus. Today, I'm showing you 3 actionable techniques to develop a strategic vision so sharp they'll call you the eagle. You'll learn how to create it, communicate it with impact, and build a team culture that actually brings it to life. This isn't theory, it's the blueprint for turning your team from directionless to dominant. Number 1, develop eagle-eyed strategic vision. First things first, you need to develop an eagle-eyed strategic vision. And let's get one thing straight: a vision isn't your mission, and it's not your quarterly goals. Your mission is why you exist. Your goals are just mile markers on the road. The vision, that's the destination. It's the vivid, compelling picture of the future you're all working to create. It's the North Star that guides every single decision. So, how do you create this as a team leader, not the CEO? It's a simple 3-part process. Look up, look around, and look ahead. First, you have to look upward. Your team doesn't operate in a silo, it serves the bigger mission. Your job is to deeply understand the company's main strategy. What's the number 1 objective for the entire business? To be the most innovative, the most customer-obsessed, the most efficient? You have to get this because your team's vision has to plug directly into it. This is how you ensure your team's work actually matters. Once you've looked up, it's time to look around. This is where you become a translator. You take that high-level corporate speak and define your team's unique role in making it happen. Ask yourself this question: what is our specific, vital contribution to that big picture? It's not enough to know the company wants to increase customer satisfaction. What does that actually mean for your engineering team, for your marketing team? An engineering team's vision might be, we build products so solid and intuitive that our users feel powerful, not frustrated. A marketing team's could be, we tell our company's story so well that we become the most sought-after brand in our industry. You're connecting the dots between their daily grind and the company's ultimate victory. Finally, you have to beat, look, head. With the up and around views locked in, you can now paint that picture of the future. This is where the vision gets real. Describe what success looks like in 1 or even 3 years. Be specific. Instead of "we'll be better," try "in 3 years, other departments will come to us for advice on project management because we're so streamlined and effective." A leader needs a telescope for the long-term destination and a microscope for the immediate steps. That's what a strategic vision is, an ambitious yet believable picture of where you're going. Communicate with impact. A brilliant vision locked in your head is completely useless. A vision only gets its power when it's shared. So the second step is to communicate that vision with so much impact that it shifts from being your vision to being our vision. This means making it clear, compelling, and constant. Your first move? Tell a story. Let's be honest, nobody gets fired up by a list of strategic objectives. But a story? We're wired for that. Instead of just presenting the vision statement, tell the story behind it. Talk about the customer you're fighting for or the problem you're aiming to solve. For example, don't just say, "Our vision is a 95% customer satisfaction score." Tell this story. Imagine a customer, Sarah. She's stuck, losing time and money on a problem. Our vision is to create an experience where, after talking to us, Sarah is so relieved she hangs up and tells her coworker, "You have to work with this company. We want to turn every Sarah into a raving fan." See? Storytelling turns a metric into a mission. Next, you have to make it visible and constant. You can't just say it once in a meeting and expect it to stick. You have to weave it into the fabric of your team's life. Start your meetings with a quick reminder. Just a reminder, we're all here to build the most user-friendly software in our field. Let's make sure today's conversation gets us closer to that. Mention it in one-on-ones, connect feedback to it. The way you handled that client issue, that's a perfect example of the world-class support we're aiming for. Put it on a dashboard. When the vision is everywhere, it guides everything. Finally, and this is the big one, you must connect vision to daily work. Every single person on your team needs to see the bright, shining line between their tasks and the grand vision. If they can't, the vision is just a nice idea and their work feels pointless. When you assign something, explain its role in the bigger picture. Instead of, "I need you to refactor this code," try, "By refactoring this code, you'll boost our platform's speed by 20%, which is a massive step toward our vision of a seamless user experience." This simple shift provides purpose. It turns a to-do list into a series of meaningful steps on a shared adventure, and that is incredibly motivating. 3. Foster a growth mindset. Okay, you've got a clear vision. You're communicating it with impact. Now you need the engine to get you there. That engine is a team-wide growth mindset. It's the core belief, identified by psychologist Carol Dweck, that our skills aren't fixed. They can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the difference between seeing a challenge as a roadblock versus seeing it as an opportunity to get better. Your job is to build a culture where learning and resilience are the default settings. First, you have to reframe failure as learning. In a culture with a fixed mindset, people hide mistakes. In a growth mindset culture, they're treated like valuable data. Your reaction is everything. When something goes wrong, a deadline is missed, an experiment fails, don't ask, "Whose fault is this?" Ask, "What did we learn from this?" Hold blameless postmortems where the team can be honest about what happened. This creates psychological safety, making it okay to take the smart risks that lead to innovation. When you celebrate the lesson, not the failure, you teach your team that effort is what counts. Second, you need to empower through ownership. A growth mindset needs room to breathe, and it suffocates under micromanagement. You can't expect your team to grow if you're pulling all the strings. Empowerment isn't just delegating tasks, it's delegating problems. Give your team a challenging goal and then, this is the hard part, trust them to figure out the how. Act as their coach, not their controller. When you give your team real ownership, you're sending a powerful message. I trust you. I believe in your ability to figure this out. That's how you build confidence and create future leaders. Finally, you must celebrate progress and effort, not just final wins. The road to a bold vision is long. If you only pop the champagne at the finish line, your team will burn out. A growth mindset culture celebrates the journey. Acknowledge milestones, praise the grit it took to get through a tough week. Celebrate when someone learns a new skill, even if they aren't an expert yet. Recognizing effort reinforces the value of the process and builds unstoppable momentum. It's the fuel that will carry your team through the tough spots on the path to achieving your vision. Let's bring it all home. If your team feels lost at sea, you have the power to be their lighthouse. It's not about waiting for a mandate from on high or finding some magic slogan. It all starts when you develop an eagle-eyed strategic vision, defining a clear and compelling destination for everyone. It catches fire when you communicate with impact, using stories and constant reinforcement to connect daily work to that shared purpose. And it becomes an unstoppable force when you foster a growth mindset, building a culture that eats challenges for breakfast and celebrates the journey of getting better every day. vision, communication, and mindset. That's the foundation of leadership that actually works. When you, the leader, become the chief architect of clarity, you don't just get work, you get passion. You don't just get productivity, you get a team that is ready to absolutely crush its goals. So here's your first step. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is one action you will take this week to either develop, communicate, or foster the vision for your team? I can't wait to